Hi, my name is Eric Van Meltenberg. I am the Senior Vice President of Strategic Initiatives at Ripple. And I've been at Ripple for just a little over 7 years, having a variety of roles around the time. And I agree, dog years is an understatement in terms of what's happened over that period of time. Ripple is a company that provides blockchain and crypto solutions for enterprises. We started off, our sort of insertion point is around payments, so certainly very relevant to this conversation, but we really see that as a first step of providing a sort of portfolio building blocks that allow us to help enterprises unlock the power of blockchain for their particular use case.
Hey, everybody, it's Eri from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and that was Ripple's Senior Vice President in Davos 2 months ago. We're going to hear a little bit more from him in this video, but as you see, payments were just what they started with, and Ripple is not going to end there. Now, if you take a look at the market, you can see it really wants to go into the green. Bitcoin sitting at 63,452 at the time of this recording. Yen watchers ask, where is Japan as the currency losses accelerate? The currency fell to a 34-year low against the dollar. And tomorrow we have a public holiday, which could cause some sharp moves in either direction. The BOJ, or the Bank of Japan, is seemingly reluctant to intervene, which fuels the yen jitters. Goldman Sachs points to further yen weakness, but as Deutsche Bank global head has said, the decline isn't necessarily that bad for Japan. It's not causing inflation. We haven't had really almost zero inflation, and it's pushing up the value of overseas assets that are held by Japanese investors. So the investors really love it. And this morning, as I posted that many forget, the weak yen has a blast of benefits to the economy. Exports are the quickest recipients. I'm talking cars, steel, precision parts, integrated circuits. And then you have the big employee bonuses, the increased hiring, and don't forget the big money from the SMEs, that's the small and medium-sized businesses, with increased tourists. So there are so many people that benefit in Japan domestically from this low, weak level. Today, I had a little bit of time to research this partner that was announced back in February, and I'm very excited about this. It's coming to the XRP ledger, and at the time of the announcement, they had 55 connected blockchains. And now that's with 64 different blockchains. So XRP Ledger, which is a non-EVM chain, it's going to have an integration with all of these chains in 2024, along with Solana, Sui, and Stellar. And the use cases and partners are quite interesting. USDC for tokenization, real-world assets, and DeFi. JP Morgan and Microsoft for the HELOC. Those are the loans that you see that Ripple is actually testing in Hong Kong right now. And Centrifuge and DYDX for payments. Here are some of the stats for the Axelar network, and the volume is over 8 billion with 665 interchain contracts, with Microsoft and MasterCard as being their two big partners. There's a lot of attractive opportunities. Moving right along, I want to point out a post from Jungle Inc. just a few hours ago. He asks, so would it bother you if a YouTuber had an undisclosed ambassador agreement with Ripple, and part of that agreement had terms against speaking bad about the company or its services? Well, 74.9% feel that they would be bothered, but I'm so surprised that 25% would not feel bothered at all. And I would say, so let me give you an example. Now, Ripple is chasing money, and chasing money is a nightmare for business owners. Since January, we have learned that Tranglo, their payments partner, one that was doing a fair amount of ODL, has become, behind in payments. And they were put on a schedule for 2024. You can see in February they were to pay $100,000, and then March, and then you can see the April, May, June, July. I imagine if an agreement did exist like that, then probably you wouldn't hear those influencers talking about a subject like this. And I'm sure that Ripple feels terrible having to chase it from Tranglo since they invested 40% in their company. In the previous agreement that went into effect in January, a portion of that was deleted in its entirety and replaced with the following. So they're really getting it down to a very tight window in which they are going to be notified of a payment. So every Monday and Wednesday, the company will invoice the purchaser, that is Tranglo, for the total XRP withdrawn since the last invoice was issued in US dollars or Singapore dollars, equivalent together with the applicable on-demand service fee with respect to A, withdrawals made on behalf of purchaser, that's Tranglo. So you can see they're managing a wallet and the XRP ledger. They let them dip into that, and then they are invoiced. And also the withdrawals made on behalf of the third-party RippleNet Cloud customer, the RNC customer invoice. And for the avoidance of doubt, this is kind of funny, the company will provide the purchaser, which is Tranglo, with 2 separate invoices for each invoice and will state the period covered. Dirk from Expector posted today that there are several types of key opinion leaders in the space. Oh, he's so right. There is quite a range. And he goes on to say that it's very tempting to follow the people that provide a narrative that gives you the feeling you are on the right side and you will become a millionaire by following their advice. History has proven that this is a very dangerous path to follow. Here's an example in the last 48 hours of an influencer that I gave the information to where they could find the remedies reply from Ripple to the court in regards to their use of USD Tether for those corridors in the United States. And still, he doubles down and puts out another video. One does have to have an unconventional mentality to cope with this space. It wouldn't be so bad, but so many of the comments were people who believed that this was a fake document.
So there's some lies going around that Ripple is using USD Tether. Total lie. You have somebody by the name of XRP proponent Crypto Eri, who claims to have a note. What is this? Internal memo from Ripple. That's total BS. That Ripple's using Tether. No. See, the Ripple network, here's the customer list. Here's what Crypto Eri doesn't have, the Ripple customer list. This shows how they're not using Tether. They've never had to use Tether. This list is from 2014. So Crypto Eri has no effing clue what she's talking about. She don't have original anything. She has a fake memo from Ripple. I've got the original 2014 customer list. This is how Ripple moved the money all around. With these little tiny companies, it was bottom up. Okay, that's how it was done. And there you have it. The XRP has been used for 10 years. They're not using Tether, and that's dumb crap. I'll see you at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time on YouTube.
As many of you know, that I have taken a contrarian view to most when it comes to Tether. And Mickey B. Fresh points to the 1st of April, Tether went through an audit marking the initial phase of achieving the highest level of security compliance an organization can demonstrate. Tether, which is overwhelmingly more profitable and wealthy than any crypto firm and most banks, by earning a massive $2.8 billion in profits in Q4 of 2023. It has a $62 million per employee, and it ranks 22nd in the largest holder of U.S. treasuries. And Ripple has been using USDT for multiple purposes outside of the US. Now, I really would like to get to know from Mickey what kind of use cases they have used that for, because I don't have that in front of me. Point is, you really need to keep up, because in the last 12 months, there have been a lot of changes with Tether. And now, jumping to the Flare ecosystem, I want you to listen to Hugo just for 2 minutes and 45 seconds. He spoke in Dubai, and he's talking about consensus learning. He believes that AI is a bigger use case for blockchain than finance. Listen carefully. This will tell you FlareNetworks is onto something.
Tesla, Uber, Google, and Mercedes all have self-driving systems. All those systems are trained on their own data sets that are in some way proprietary. Each of their data sets holds specific information, and more importantly, lacks specific information unique only to their data set. They then have a model or a set of models that they have optimized to their data sets. Each model has insight based on that specific data set and faults, again, unique to their data set. But if we can take all of these models and all of this data and come up with a combined model that screens out the lack of information of each data set and the specific faults of each model, then this results in a higher accuracy model that results in fewer accidents, therefore making a self-driving model more useful. But there aren't currently good incentives for them to share and to collaborate. Neither centralized learning, nor distributed learning, nor the existing projects in AI and blockchain give these companies a safe method to collaborate to generate a system that benefits them all and facilitates the widespread introduction of autonomous driving. This is because their data would be essentially obtainable by each other, their models would be obtainable by each other, and they likely don't trust each other not to insert bad inferences, as in to be a malicious actor. This problem is widespread in AI, and it applies from autonomous vehicles to healthcare to finance to drug research, large language models, and the rest. The models are trained on data that is incomplete. The models have a lack of knowledge. And combining those models, essentially combining that data, would create a better product. Well, consensus learning provides a mechanism to correct this. But most importantly, without those entities sharing their data, without sharing their models, in the presence of malicious actors, and it allows them to get to better inferences, to reduce the risk of AI, which furthers the utility of artificial intelligence. This is why I believe that blockchain goes mainstream with AI. This is why I believe that AI presents a far bigger use case for blockchain than finance. Thank you.
I'm going to let Eric van Miltenburg take this video out. And until next time, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.
It really was about trying to form a better messaging system, sort of something that updated the Swift approach in leveraging cryptography and blockchain technology to make that real time, to sort of address some of the challenges that are inherent with a system that's been around for 40 or 50 years. That didn't involve cryptocurrencies. That didn't involve really solving the liquidity challenge associated with cross-border payments. But over time, as our customer base got more comfortable with the technology and saw the opportunity and saw that we were able to abstract the complexity away and really just deliver the benefit they were seeking, we then sort of went to this next step, which was addressing liquidity by leveraging a digital asset. In our case, we use one called XRP as a bridge currency between really a fiat transaction. So from the end user's perspective, they didn't really understand or need to understand that crypto was involved. All they saw was faster, it was cheaper, it was more reliable, it was available 24/7. So all big improvements on what was happening before.